But if you do that, you are going to be losing out heavily as far as actual map presence because that tier 1's going to be dropping quick.
Indeed, and looking at, we have launched into the game Empire, and they're going to be on the Dire. We'll have Yoky going down towards the offlane boots first with that ward. He's going to Firefly to just go as the crow flies, or in this case, as the bat flies, so we can get that ward down even quicker. ALWAYSWANNAFLY is going to be on that Visage. Resolution, fantastic mid lane, are going to be handling the Zeus into the mid lane. We've got ALOHADANCE, the stand-in / new official member. I don't know if we're really sure. But ALOHADANCE on the Vengeful Spirit, and it'll be Silent carrying on that Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, so we'll see how they perform, but we're going to be looking over at xGame. We saw them last game do some work against their opponents. Not the easiest game for them. They had some struggles throughout, but overall they played a decent game of Dota there, and it's certainly entertaining. So looking at their lineup here, we've got a mid laner in watafaka's Legion Commander, all ready to go toe-to-toe with the Zeus with that magic stick. It's going to be a safe lane Drow played by Mantis with that crazy set of eyeballs and face cosmetic.
That's sick.
Tidehunter is going to be played by Stalket here on the offlane, and of course the supports are going to be Reeves, currently up top with double ROP, and the warding and roaming equal on the Witch Doctor.
Alright, equal. Was on the Disruptor last game, this time will be on the Witch Doctor. He does have an ultimate that goes through BKB. Unfortunately, the Phantom Assassin dodges most of that damage, and there's no way to get around that.
No, there is. You got to get level 3 ulti. If you get level 3 ulti or you get the Interceptor, you just target somebody else and it'll hit her every single time.
Well, there you go. The more you know, guys. Learn something every day. As the duo offlane, Reeves and Stalkat. So we'll see how this goes. It seems scary to just run into a tri-lane that is going to have a Visage in it. There's also an Invis rune up right now, so ALOHADANCE is scouting them out. Stalkat may be the harder option because he can just still skill up Kraken Shell, so yeah, they're going to pick up Reeves here. There's some damage reduction coming in, but I don't know if it's going to matter. Well, they did go Grave Chill. I don't think they'll have enough for the kill. Might not have had enough even with Soul Assumption, but there's a lot of damage done to a 2 Ring of Protection Jakiro, forcing out some of those tangos.
Yeah, going Dagger and Grave Chill there, it's going to help them get the kill, but it's not going to be enough against double ROP. It's just too strong. The mitigation is real. But if you actually look at the stats here, we have a intelligence hero that has a base of 24 strength. Actually insanely high for an intelligence hero. He's got a lot of HP to work with at 682 here. So adding on the fact that he now mitigates 34% of physical damage, therefore only taking 66%, like, that's legit. He's going to be able to survive through a ton, and now he's going to be able to dish it back out with the Drought Aura affecting him on the top lane. So long-range liquefiers, we're going to see some poke the other direction, and we already see like Silent dipping pretty low, so they're going to have some pretty stretched regen between them.
Yeah, now looking at the bottom lane, Mantis on this Drow Ranger with some of the sickest item setups I think I've ever seen. His Drow is stacked, but he's farming not the best. 7 and 4, looking at the number 1 of the game right now. It's Legion 13 and 0, but how are they zoning out Yoky here? He's level 2 right now. I'm going to go check that rune quickly, take the shortest path. You will use some mana to do it. He'll find a bounty though, so getting closer up to that level 3.
Yep. Zeus is going to find Bottle, and Clarity is going to be able to mana up here, and once he gets level 5, he's going to be able to do some very direct nuke damage, but it seems the Legion Commander is still kind of equaling things out a little bit here. watafaka has 6 Magic Stick charges, has equal CS to the Zeus, and he has that heal as well as a double damage rune. He's going to mana up whenever he feels like it, and there's not going to be too much cause for concern for him. He's still got plenty of HP stuff to work with, and Zeus is having to Bottle Crow.
Yeah, Legion seems to do really well against the heroes that just try to whittle you down, right? Like I talked in the last game about I saw Legion go against Necrophos, do very, very well with just the bottle and press the attack. Like, you can heal and keep your mana up through any of this harass, and especially against someone like a Zeus that is spamming and charging, feeling your magic stick, your magic wand. Like, Legion will be fine sitting in here. Maybe level 6 on Zeus and one hero rotating over gets a little dicey, but the same thing goes. Like, Legion will just win that duel if anyone comes to help the Legion, so.
Is it just because Mantis' CS really low? Like, I feel like that Batrider presence has been minimal in this lane. But like he's gone and focused on denying entirely to control creep William. Got almost he's got 9 denies right now, but his CS as far as like the actual getting the gold has not been that substantial. Now he's finally caught up to the PA. She's the one farming under her tower after all. And but you just compare that to the mid laners who have been like sitting on 20 plus for the past minute, and yeah, it's kind of surprising that Mantis was this far behind. But he's catching up now, and he will be able to find those big items. I expect him probably to just go for your standard items here: Tread, Yasha, maybe a Wraithband Aquila. The only odd pickup might be like a Blink Dagger, which would allow him to maneuver a little bit better, though it's not that great against Zeus.
I feel like Force Staff's probably better this game.
Perhaps.
A little weird to see the Force Staff on the Drow, but you know, if you need to do it, you need to do it. We can also see maybe we saw a lot of the triple Wraith Bands on the Drow Rangers just to chunk up that precision aura early on, but with kind of a lack of ranged heroes. Like you have 2 melees, I'm not sure it's quite as efficient.
One point in Ghost actually picked up very early on here, so he expects maybe there's going to be somebody jumping him. The PA, the Batrider wants to knock them back out, and I think that's going to be all well and good as he goes up to level 5 pretty early. But the big thing is when this tower falls. Fortification will be popped for essentially free if it gets refreshed, but the Batrider, he's not TPing down, he's making his way slowly, and I think by the time he hits the lane, the tower is going to be completely destroyed.
Yeah, they already used the glyph, so... Well, there's going to be another TP. It will be cancelled? No, it was Venge. ALOHADANCE coming in. I don't think there's enough bounces to get up the creeps, and Witch Doctor will actually be the one to take the tower. They'll stun up Mantis. Now the heals coming into effect, and with ALOHADANCE out of mana, there's not much they can do to bring down Mantis, so his farm was... We questioned it a little bit, but he's caught back up. They also will bring down the tower. Witch Doctor with the last hit there. He's going to be able to finish up his magic wand if he wants, which will be really nice when going up against a lineup with a Zeus and a Batrider. Like, that item is really required for everybody.
Yeah. There's 4 magic sticks already, and most of them are above half charges. Like, they are going to be able to make a lot of use. Never underestimate their potential HP when they have that extra little bit of survivability with the magic stick. Still, as far as silence item progression here, it looks like he might be going for a Battle Fury build-up, pretty common, and the Ring of Health already helping him in the lane. But it's going to be StarLadder going for a Duck here on ALWAYSWANNAFLY, and despite the Great Shield movement speed enhancement, he's taking all this damage, and he should be going down. Speaking of, Reeves takes some hits, but it's going to be the Visage to fall first, and Reeves will actually be able to walk away no problem. Again, the effective HP of these 3 items, the Magic Stick, the 2 Rings of Protection, they're looking damn fine right now.
Yeah, and the runes quickly being gobbled up. It'll be watafaka to grab the regen top. Meanwhile, they got the bounty in the downstairs. But he's rotating up here, which is the bigger deal here. Off this lane, he's looking for Silent. He's trying to get that duel. Now, it won't disable those castles anymore, but it might hold Phantom Assassin in place long enough. Gonna get that speed increase. Silent looking for the blink. He can't get it off in time. He was still trying to turn around. So it slows him down, and it's a winner. An early duel here for the Legion Commander. Will take that 10 damage and make it his own.
Yeah, now we see this stack of neutral creeps in the central Radiant Jungle being stolen by the Batrider. He's going to be able to pick up some nice chunks of gold, and he's actually only like 700 gold off the Blink Dagger, so pretty nice pickup for him. And Equal is still sticking around down bottom lane. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to bring to it if they can't really push out that much further. If they want to go for tier 2s, that's all well and good, but you don't want to do that with just 2 squishy heroes. You need more. So Equal could be roaming in towards the mid lane. That's where we see action here as watafaka looks to go on to Resolution. Goes right under the tower, man mode, but they don't really have the ultis to connect. The duel wasn't there. The Tide is still level 5, so in the end, it's not really going to come up to much.
Yeah, I wonder if xGame is going to do anything to sort of contest Yoky as he's starting to jungle up these stacks. He hit level 4 on the offlane, which is about the time. If the offlane isn't great or even 1v1, you kind of just transition off into the jungle as level 4, since the nerfs to Batrider has napalm damage to neutrals. That's about what you need to do this effectively. And this will complete the Blink Dagger. He's 1,600 gold. These stacks should get him either enough or very, very close. And we talked about bottom lane. They are continuing this push. They know that Batrider is doing the jungle, so kind of a downside if you do make that transition early as Bat.
Yeah, a little bit of lucky timing here. Like this, I could definitely say that this movement could fall flat on its face in a lot of matches, but they realized that the Visage doesn't want to rotate away from the PA and leave her high and dry. They realized that the Venge has already rotated a bunch, and you know he's happy to just have boots. So they say, okay, well let's just put some pressure out here with the Voodoo Restoration at rank 2 and the Marksmanship, dishing out the damage. They can bring that tower very low very quickly, and if they take that tier 2, like the amount of control they have over the Roche Pit, compared to what you usually have against a Batrider and a Zeus, it's pretty insane. So it's very important to take out those proxies.
All right, well, Reeves, we saw the Tidehunter rotate off towards the middle lane. That was Stallcat doing the rotating. Reeves stayed up top. He's sort of been, actually, where is he? He's 12 CS, yeah. So Tide was taking the last hits, and now since he left, they've got Jakiro doing a little bit of it. He's level 6. He was even macro-pyring down some creep waves just to push, make TA at least last hit under the tower. Not too hard for the PA, really. She's about to be level 6 now. She'll have coup de grace. Can crit the daggers, can crit her right clicks. Shouldn't miss too much. And Reeves trying to spam that liquid fire, of course. Just really trying to bring down these towers early with their Drow Ranger and with that Jakiro.
Yeah, but we really aren't really seeing too much positive stuff moving for Empire here. I mean, the PA being the top of the CS charts is great, but like the supports, as you see them, they're level 5. They really want to get to that next stage there, get their ultimates up, and get involved. And as it stands right now, I mean, watafaka is halfway to his Blink Dagger. Like, they're going to have the initiation just as well as the Batrider is, and I really fear for Empire once these...
I'm not sure Batrider is going to have any, man. Legion almost has a Blink. Like, press the attack is always going to be there on the target, unless it's Legion. Exactly,
and that's got to be the choice there, and deciding to jump in, whether there's a Tide there waiting to ravage you, whether there's a press the attack waiting to break it open. Like, it's all about the timing and the positioning, and it's not going to be as easy as they want it to be. That's why I'm kind of afraid for them. But we are going to see Zeus rotate to up top. He has plenty of mana here, and he is going to the tier 2 to be a little more sneaky about it.
Yeah, and not even just the going back to the Batrider's initiation. Like, there's also an Ice Path he's got to watch out for. Long range Gust Silence he's got to watch out for.
This could be huge.
Attack.
Oh, the duel.
There we go. They're going to get a duel. Did he cast it yet? No, he didn't. He's looking for it, but he will get it on ALOHADANCE. It should be a pretty easy win unless maybe Zeus blows him up. Zeus doesn't get caught in the Ice Path, but it stops him from moving, and that means they catch up. Resolution in some trouble right now, as he's got 4 heroes hot on his trail. 1 second, there's another Gush. That should allow everyone else to catch up. No mana for equal. Reeves could aim that Ice Path a little bit better, but it won't matter. He'll even find the kill. Liquid Fire, I think, will bring him down. So they kill the Zeus, and they kill the Vengeful Spirit. 4-0 for XGame. They're looking really, really good right now. Always want to fly, though. Brings out the familiars. He hits level 6. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, but you don't want to hear Visage just focusing entirely on split push here. He is finally able to get the solo experience he needed to get to level 6, but at the cost of a couple combat lives. They're now down 4 lives, and the tower is under siege once again. The bottom is already below half HP. The mid is going to drop down to a very similar health threshold, and they don't have the retaliation right now. Like, the PA will push up on the top lane. She'll cause a little bit of cause for concern, but double damage for watafaka. If he gets this blink with the DD rune and gets another duel out, like, it just feels like there's too much momentum behind XGame.
Yeah, there is a lot. Only 1 point of blur, too. So again, that passive, to reiterate, not disabled, but probably not going to be able to dodge enough. There's no double damage. The Ice Path will just miss. Not quite long enough. Imagine
he
the
can
Axe
bounce this wave and pick up the side shot blink, and there's just going to be so much potential.
Imagine Ags made Ice Path longer, too.
Ooh.
That'd be great. He would be really broken.
Cask bouncing around a bunch here. The lasso did some damage, but it's not going to bring down Mantis explosively, and now they're routing her.
Yoky's in trouble. There's an Ice Path going to connect after Jakiro missing a few, but he'll land that one, the important one. Mantis bringing down that. Oh, the wand charges. He's like, he thought he was going to outplay the familiars hard, but Zeus was like, nah, you can't run from heaven. I got this. Put an Empire on the board. They bring down, that's a big kill right there. That was 65 and 15 from our early criticism of Mantis. He's caught back up. They've brought down a lot of towers. He's top of the net worth, so big kill for Empire.
Yeah, very, very impactful for the Zeus to actually get a kill on the board. I mean, that's
Although
kind of
both
his
birds,
job, right?
both birds got last hit. The equal just got the second one.
Yeah, and he doesn't have that cooldown up for 70 more seconds. Always want to fly. I mean, obviously they're sacrificed for the greater good, but it's good gold going away from xGame, and it's going to be less that Visage has to bring to the table as far as damage and stun. ALOHADANCE going up for a nice little ward here. I think it might put it just on this cliff if he can. That's a nice defensive posture for the bottom room.
Silence, like, leave me alone. I just want to farm. But of course, xGame's not going to do that. They're putting a lot of pressure on him. Drow was up there landing the attacks that she could, pending some evasion. Brought him down to half HP and forces him to go. Where did he go? Did he go bottom? Yeah, Silent went to the bottom lane with Visage, which means Tier 1 top tower, possibly even the Tier 2. xGame are about to take these. Like, Empire's not going to fight them.
I mean, like, with the Voodoo Restoration as high as it is, and the Look of Fire being maxed out now, like, they can look for Tier 2s. The Tier 1s are worthless, and they also have to be worried about this Blink Duel. The double damage isn't up on Legion anymore, but she does have a haste. Can find those openings a little bit easier now, and it's just so damn hard for Empire. They know that they can win the mid to late game, but this early mid is going to be causing them some issues. And on top of that, Stallcat's going for mechanism. Like, with the mech arcanes and the Voodoo Restoration being at 2 points, like, how do you actually stop this push? I don't see an easy answer.
Yeah, and they're deathballing, but they're still staying somewhat split up. Like, they have a few people jungling, they've got a couple people on lane, so they're not, like, hemorrhaging their experience gains or anything. They forced out the glyph here. It looks like Empire in the bottom lane, they've also forced out the glyph, but that's a free one, because the Tier 1 will refresh it. Empire have already lost all their Tier 1s. They're losing their first Tier 2 right now, and, I mean, if Stallcat TP's in first, which he is, like, they can defend this. There he is. He's got the gush. He can throw it and always want to fly. The bird's trying to stun. Resolution wants to be able to burst him down. Thunder God's Wrath is back online. watafaka jumping in, looking for the duel. He finds it onto Resolution, which means no damage. There's just no other damage source, really, from Empire without the Zeus. So they have to run away. It's 6-1, and I think another Tier 2 is falling in the next minute.
Most definitely. I'm astounded they actually went for that TP play, but it was really smart. The important thing here was that Stallcat went first. If the Tide isn't the first hero out of the teleporting gate, like, they are going to be just able to bring those people down one by one. The Blink Lasso can come in, they can pick them apart, but they saw Tide circle. They said, that's purple, that's a big beefy guy we just can't deal with, and they had to go in full retreat, which isn't great against a couple of Blinks here and there. They were able to pursue, get another nice little pick, and yeah, we are looking for...
They didn't even use Ravage, man. Like, there's still nothing Empire can do.
It's still a fight. It's the threat of Ravage that matters, and yeah, it's going to be another Tier 2 push, I believe. This should be the last Tier 2 going down unless Empire can really pull themselves up by their bootstraps.
Yeah, we look back to the previous patches, like 6.81, what was it? Something like all outer towers down before 15 minutes correlates to like 80% win rate, something ridiculous like that. Sure, towers are definitely worth a little bit less gold right now, but xGame also have a hefty amount of farm behind them too. So we'll see. Given the way the game has been going, it's definitely Empire that has to strike back here. 7,500 gold. That's how far xGame is ahead. With the grouping up and pushing only 1,000.
This support Jakiro with a 22 last hits just picked up a 15-minute Yule. The Batrider can't do anything now. Like, even with a 4-stack, he's either going to be caught by the Legion, press the attack, or by the Yule Scepter of Reeves, and it's so damn hard to get initiation. Like, you can't pull people into your base, you can't actually disrupt things. And look at this smoke play. I'm assuming it wasn't seen, but maybe not. But yeah, Mantis might be baited here. And if they do go on him, obviously there's a full team fight waiting. If they just march right up.
Stallcat's just walking in. Will he throw the Ravage? He just wants to gush. He's such a space creator right now. It's a little ridiculous. The mech will go out that he just finished up. Still has plenty enough mana to Ravage if he wants to. They'll Ice Path. They'll retreat back a little bit. Their fancy, the fancy smoke play didn't quite work. Yeah, Roche maybe isn't a bad idea. Could be a little awkward because the birds are most definitely going to scout it out. Also, Thunder God's Wrath can maybe show them. But even if Empire get that intel, could they do anything about it?
No, because the Batrider usually is the Roche invader. That's what you're worried about. He misses the uphill auto attack for the Look of Fire. But anyways, I'm usually worried about the Batrider. But with the Zeus, if they get a high ground ward on the eastern plateau, then they should be able to see the Batrider coming and disable him to make sure there's no shenanigans.
Alright, well, it's a standoff right here in the middle lane. All 10 heroes right now situated around this tier 3 tower. One team looking to defend it, the other obviously trying to bring it down, or rather are bringing it down. It's already almost in deny range. Liquid fire decimating the tower. Let's look at items real quickly. Going into this push, we mentioned the Yules on Jakiro, very, very big. Definitely hurts the Batrider as well. The mech is there. Yasha, and looking at that lifesteal on Mantis is Drow. The Blink Blade Mail on watafaka, and Earn up to even help sustain this push, along with the heal of the hero itself. Witch Doctor with that Earn.
I don't know, man. When you've got only one kill between Zeus, Visage, Venge, these heroes that should just be killing and killing and killing with all their amazing abilities to really find the last hits, it's very unfortunate for them. They're caught inside. They don't really have an answer. Very poor wave clear here. Firefly is like the best ability they have for wave clearing, and that's definitely not going to be sufficient up against the initiators. We've got a Blink Blade Mail on Legion. They can't leave the base. Even rocking as far as Resolution just did could be suicidal, but obviously there's the defensive swap. So we're going to see a flanking position from the Batrider, but I don't really know what Yoky has in mind here.
I don't know, maybe just trying to do something, feeling probably helpless right now, but the pings come out. I think they've spotted him. Silent has left. He's at least trying to find some farm and push elsewhere. He has a TP, but the tier 3's down. The range racks, a couple more hits, and it's going to be dropping right now. Liquid Fire still burning it. Battle Fury is done at 17 minutes 40 seconds. Even that is not that great of a timing. Does go Trex for it. Fortification will be forced out right now. Still, we haven't even seen one Ravage to use this game. The threat of the Ravage alone has been enough to beat Empire into submission. They have to do something. You can't lose your middle racks at 18 minutes.
Okay. As long as they don't lose the melee, I think it's okay. The range racks here isn't all that important, but they have to defend everything from this point forward. They add another structure, and they're looking for the GG at pre-20 minutes. So this is the final structure. This is the one they have to defend, but Stalkat, just a big buffer on the front lines here with that wide-range Ravage ready to be executed. The Voodoo Restoration is swapping. It's set up for the Ravage. What the fuck was that?
I don't know. That's not the target. You swapped. The Gust came in to follow up. Visage is down. They can't even kill Mantis, and his BKB is actually about to be delivered right now, so if he wants to turn it around, it won't help him against Silent. They are still defending this. watafaka will jump in, throw press the attack. Reeves is going to come back, but the crit is there. It brings down the Drow Ranger, and I think the rest are going to have to retreat. The fight didn't go quite as they planned, even with the questionable swap to start things off. Reeves might go down. Let's see if watafaka can find anyone. He'll right-click down. He might actually clean up. Maybe not. Resolution coming in full HP, full mana, and they will be able to cancel the TP. It's a full 5-man wipe, and the racks didn't go down. That is what Empire needed. And I am a little surprised it went so well. I guess a lot of damage with the Thunder God's Wrath, and Zeus took... Did he buy back? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did have to buy back for that. He ended up doing 3,800 damage. If the Zeus wasn't in the perfect position to just keep on dishing out those bolts, then they would have just been completely screwed over there. But he spammed out a ton of stuff. Again, 3,800 damage across the board from the Zeus, and that is him just staying alive, spamming and spamming, and it ends up working out because they're able to take the roast on the back of this. That was the big thing here. And they made that initiation where essentially it was a gambit. They pull the Tide in, they say, okay, you're going to get this Ravage off, but can we do enough damage in the interim? And honestly, XGame, they didn't expect that either. There was a lot of chaos in their minds as they jumped into it. They do get a nice extra duel in that one, but like everything else was a little bit all over the place. And yeah, at the end of the day, they need to do something. And although that's not the initiation you generally look for, as long as they're trying to take the fight, trying to wrap their opponents, and trying to look for some way of disrupting XGame's intentions, that's going to be the thing that puts them back in the game.
Little did Empire know, had they initiated maybe even 5 seconds later, they probably would have just lost the game, because the BKB was so close to being delivered to Drow Ranger. If she had that, and then you thought the Ravage CBKBs goes on the front line, maybe they would have turned it around. But even then, it's just the physical damage from the PA that was able to bring down the Drow Ranger in like just a couple hits. So we'll see what they go from here. XGame now might feel a little bit deterred to fight into that Aegis that Empire just grabbed up. Also, the last push into the high ground didn't go so well, but xGame, let's see, on the graphs, 5,000 gold ahead. Empire, though, pushing ahead in experience. Not a big surprise, having just taken that great fight. And xGame was never that far ahead anyways, just because they have been sort of deathball pushing.
Yep, we're going to be seeing Mantis clear out some Ancients here. They do need to find a pickoff, though, somewhere. I mean, the bottom lane is pushing in maybe. Though they're just going to go for the smoke here. So, very interesting movement. It definitely has a lot of potential to find the pickoff. And as far as mobility items go, the Batrider is the only one that can really get away if he breaks the smoke. The Zeus does have a Force Staff, but I think they have enough tools to pursue on him in particular. So, yeah, if they come in close quarters with somebody and it's not the Batrider, they're probably dead.
Yeah, and since that tower's down, they can just walk straight up. They're even going to put a ward down. And I don't see any sentries in the vicinity,
wow,
so they don't know. They're going to find ALWAYSWANNAFLY. This is a beautiful play right now from xGame. Are they trying to smoke up as well? Yeah, they were. Empire was trying to smoke up. They can maybe go for the side stab, but they will be starting this fight 4v5. The Ravage is there. Thundergod's Wrath for the intel. The BKB Silent has one as well. Tries to focus down Mantis, but he can't really find the space. He's walking around. I think they're going to bring him down. The Death Ward goes out. A lot of evasion here. Silent, though, will drop. Oh, no, he's still alive. But let's not forget the Aegis is there. watafaka going to have to blink away. Silent's now back up. xGame have lost 3. The Visage has respawned and rejoined the fight. His Familiar's never left. Mantis will fall. xGame losing 4 right now, and what was looking like their game is now looking to have slipped away. Empire patient enough, sacrificing the ranged racks now. Going to take this middle tier 1 tower and start to push into the tier 2s.
Yeah, but you committed off of that there. They beat sounds like a BKB charge on Silent as well as his Aegis, as well as the buyback on Visage. But they do win that fight. They even up the kill score here, and they feel themselves really back in the game. Again, the range racks isn't going to weigh on them that heavily by comparison. Like the melee racks is the one that you are really worried about losing. And xGame, I thought that they'd just get that quick little pick off and walk away, but they thought that they could handle the PA, and obviously that turned out not to be the case. Now, I will say that the Blur was proccing a ton there, maybe a bit more.
A lot, yeah.
So maybe the Death Ward could have been in other RNG circumstances be doing more work, but in either case, Silent lives for a long time, and once he lives for the second time, that's when they really put themselves in. Now another swap coming out. No! Stalkat will blink away, so won't be able to get that jump, and it's actually going to be watafaka who will be looking to pursue and get a duel on ALOHADANCE here. Should be dead by all real intents purposes.
Yeah, and it's also going to be getting some damage over. Already 54, that's going to put it up to 68 damage here for the Legion Commander that's got that Blade Mail to blink. With Ogre Club in inventory, probably looking for... actually, I guess... no, probably going to be Heaven's Halberd. Okay, yeah.
For who?
For Legion, Heaven's Halberd.
Yeah, I mean, BKB's okay. The Zeus is doing a lot of damage, so I wouldn't mind it, but Heaven's Halberd is pretty strong since the PA only has... It's just going to be using that BKB pretty frequently against like the Ravage and such. I do like this pickup on Mantis, though. Going for the Monkey King bar is going to be very impactful for the team as a whole. And yeah, he's already up to 2 points of marksmanship, so he just needs to kind of make sure that he can get the right clicks off as he needs to on those high priority targets, and it's going to be pretty good for them. In the meantime, the Mask of Mantis booster travel build comes out for yoky. He's going to be running at 448 MS without Mom and close to 511 with it, so looking pretty good.
Yeah, the one unfortunate thing, I guess, about MKB is it doesn't help your precision aura for either activating it for any, I guess, creeps or summons or your ranged counterparts, but I think they've got 2 melees and it's obviously necessary, right? Like, they're not killing PA without an MKB, so... One
of your ranged heroes is only 400 attack range, another is going to be channeling a Death Ward through most of the fight, ideally, so I don't think that's a big deal. Oh, okay, it's just going to be a solo Ravage, and they pop the Yule on top. Silent going in.
Bit of miscommunication there between the Jakiro and the Tidehunter, who are actually laying together this game. It goes 1-for-1. Mantis is actually the big killer here. They'll jump in with the duel, pulling watafaka away, though. It's going to be a draw, maybe even a win the other way. No, it'll run out. It's drawn. yoky, though, will bring down the Legion Commander, and now xGame, their 3 heroes remaining alive in full retreat. And it looks like Empire finally going to open up the map completely with taking this, well, not completely, but a little bit more, taking the bottom tier 2, forcing out the glyph. Yeah, I think they'll get it.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of misplay, Dota,
maybe not.
But yeah. a blink up from the Batrider nullifies the Ravage attempt on him. It would have already been a waste just to solo Ravage the Venge, but getting the Yules on top of it just makes it so that the initiation, they become the initiatees, and they're gonna be taking a lot of losses out of that fight. We're gonna see maybe the familiars go down. No, they will be able to walk out with less than 70 HP, but yeah, in this position, it's just like the PA is able to get a lot of gold, and the refresher orb is not going to be anywhere near in sight for Stallcat. Like, if you look at a BKB pop several times over for an enemy hard carry, then you say, okay, well, that gives you the opportunity to just go for the double Ravages at around like the 35 to 45 minute mark. But this is not like a Simba Tidehunter. This is Stallcat, and although he has been doing pretty well here, a GPM value of actually 309. It's not that great when you consider the fact that he went for the mechanism. He's not going to have the mana to support the potential double Ravage, and it's going to be a long time coming to really punish all these BKB uses.
Yeah, also the fact that they've just been sort of deathballing. I don't think they spent any time stacking up the Ancients. So you look at the Tidehunters that do pull out those big items at 30, 35 minutes, it's because they probably spent a lot of time with the Ancients, and I don't think he spent absolutely any. So it'll be the mech in the blink for now, working towards that Force Staff. Will pull up the items at large. Drow still working on the MKB. The Yule Sifter there for Jakiro. Really, they've stopped their item progression. Like, nothing new since we saw them pushing that Tier 3 tower a few minutes ago. Now Empire, I feel like they've fully got the momentum behind them. They've won like all the last couple fights. Blink, Mask of Madness, Force up here. Items away. They're going to jump in. They're going to lasso up the Legion, pull her back, and that means watafaka. He'll BKB up, actually, even going to throw that charge away as he will die. And what is this? It's PA with the BKB. Absolutely impossible to deal with right now. They'll even find Mantis. Will go down. Zeus picks up the double kill off of this, killing both of those cores. Silent does not have a basher, but the swap range will work. Vengeful Spirit, still a rank 1 swap, but 700 range on that ability now, so it's enough. Brings down the Jakiro. It's now 15 to 12. Empire taking a lead of 3 kills right now.
Yeah, they just don't have an answer for this PA. She's too farmed now with the Battle Fury BKB, and Vladimir's offering, and every time that BKB is up, they're just on the run. It is worth noting that the Drow is difficult to jump onto with the PA, because she has a BKB too, and you can't Phantom Strike targets that are immune to magic, so it's a little bit frustrating, but end of the day, if what you can force with your hero is expending the entire enemy's BKB duration just running around and them running for their lives. I mean, that's still pretty solid for them. We haven't really been seeing that much Anchor Smash play against the PA, and when we have, half of it is nullified by the Vengeance Aura. They stack additively, so taking that away, ALOHADANCE has been able to make sure that PA is still a fighting force. And yeah, I just gotta say that right now Empire really pulled it together, and Zeus even finding a Bloodstone here at the 28-minute mark.
Yeah, that's I mean, I kind of get it. Like, he just wants a crazy amount of mana regen, because if you position yourself on the edge of the fight, you just spam your spells, and if Zeus is spamming his spells, your team generally wins, but doesn't add too much in terms of survivability. I guess you can always suicide and maybe respawn a little bit quicker for that clutch Thunder God's Wrath or something, but I don't know. It struck me as a little odd as I saw it getting picked up a lot the other day.
Yeah, I think the heal is a really understated aspect of that item. It's an insane value, and if you get a little bit of kill momentum behind it, you can pretty much give your PA another half an HP bar. So she's going to go in here with the double damage range, looking for the crits. Bringing Stallcat down so damn quick! Just critting him twice over, even with the mechanism. He is fish food. And we're going to see the death of the Legion Commander, as well as Silent just keeps on his assassination train. They also got the last on the Witch Doctor, so everybody going down here in Empire have just completely turned a 180 on this game, losing out all their Tier 2 towers extremely early in the game. And then as soon as they got that BKB out on PA, they were able to fight just so actively and find the kills they needed. In fact, seems like what I considered a blunder in the mid lane, going for that swap on the Tide, was the turn of the Tide, as they were able to route them with the expansion of a few buybacks here. It was costly, but in the end, they needed to do something to put Silent on the map, but now he's here in a big way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I feel like 9 times out of 10, swapping a Tide into your entire team isn't going to work out, but it did here. I guess they were trying to blow him up before he got the Ravage off. Can't be hard when the Tide is pretty high level, maxed out Kraken Shell. Ravage went off, but it didn't seem to matter. Empire, that's what put them completely back in this. Looking at the graphs, I mean, that was at about the, 17-minute mark when they won that fight. Since then, it's been a 15,000 gold change. So 1,000 gold changing per minute in Empire's favor since that team fight. XP was essentially even. Now Empire with a 20,000 gold advantage, so more than 1,000 XP per minute in their favor for the last 15 minutes. As we see Mantis and watafaka frantically trying to find some farm. They're just taking down the Ancients together. And I think XGame are kind of scrambling right now. Like, what do? They haven't won a fight in the last basically 15 minutes. Seems like they're almost out the door, even though they are still holding on to a tier 2 and their racks. Also, all the tier 3 is full HP until probably right now.
Silent almost has an Abyssal Blade. He can buy it out if he wants to at the secret shop. I actually think the courier might be taking there right now, but no, just back to base. So essentially right now he's got the Aegis, he's got that BKB still up here at 6 seconds. Not great, but sufficient because Stallcat, he doesn't have a refresher. If Stallcat gets a refresher, they're back in this game, but until that point, it's Silent's game to throw. Like, he can just be in this aggressive position, he can just slow siege it, and as we see, they're actually just going to go right under him. Even with the Anchor Smash, look at the damage that he does! Resolution at his back. And they are able to just obliterate this Tide, Anchor Smash or not.
Yeah, and now that the damage is there, there's also a Basher up on the PA. The Kraken shell went off. He still didn't even have time to throw a Ravage. I would assume he kind of wanted to so they could defend this, but now that he's down, there's actually no way XGame are going to try to do anything. Yoky gets a little too crazy. ALOHADANCE will be the sacrifice. We'll hand over some damage to this Legion, now up to 82. But I'm not sure it matters. Empire, like you said, they were struggling in the early to mid game, but you look at their lineup when you transfer from mid to late, and it does seem pretty terrifying, proving to be so now.
Insane. I mean, one more Roche cycle and this game's in the bag. Like, it's got to be XGame to make something huge happen here. Some crazy smoke pickup. Yeah, need some more duels. Always more duels. They're never going to be satisfied with how many stacks they get out of that. It's actually Yoky that initiates onto watafaka instead, and you see the damage. I mean, going in with 3 familiars that are at least at level 2 here, and Medallion, the PA right clicks, the death, and the pain. And even here, like, what is Reeves doing? I don't know. He's got the Yule's movement speed, though, so it will be enough to get him away. And you just got to be careful about where you position yourself here, because the Batrider is on the hunt.
Yeah, well, Drow Ranger did just finish up the MKB, so that's maybe a little bit of an answer. XGame, they haven't lost enough of their base to where the game is 100% over. Things are looking a bit grim, but with this MKB, if they can win a fight, I mean, Empire very, very far ahead right now, so they can start to swing things back if they can. Silent with the Abyssal Blade now just being delivered. Mantis doing what he can. You can see he does kind of bring down the PA rather quickly, but PA can just stun him out. Let's see. There is an Aegis here, so even if they kill him, they'll have to do it again. And then...
Oh, please get the Aegis at least.
Oh my gosh, he's able to blink away the creeps. They're trying to chase. They'll go back to hitting other creeps right now. And well, he's got a Vladimir's offering with some crits in the jungle. He can just heal up.
Yeah, if you don't take opportunities like that, then suddenly you're just in a really bad way. Like, your state of mind can't be in a good spot here, and I understand why they were playing defensively. There's a lot of potential counter kills, and obviously the Aegis is not something you want to guarantee. In the end, the Aegis regens them back up to full HP, and if they want to go in, they don't really have that much stopping them. I mean, they have the buyback available on the PA if the fight goes awry. They see people making the move up to the top lane with their Observer Ward, and yeah, they could just push him mid right now.
Alright, we do have the pipe finish up for Jakiro. Is a nice item coming out. I know I already mentioned the MKB on Mantis, but it's there. Let's see, the Ags actually came up a couple minutes ago. I circled it, I didn't say anything, so I'm sure people noticed the Ags there on the Visage. Also coming up for Resolution, Force Staff Bloodstone, the Abyssal Blade we talked about just completed there. And Force Blink, Boots of Travel, Mask of Madness, Gem on Yoky. He's got a lot this game. And not to mention 3,600 gold in the bank. So he's definitely got buyback. And can even pick up a big item, maybe like a Shiva's Guard coming out next.
This is the fight to end all fights here. If XGame could turn this around, they could put themselves back on the map with some big items coming out for Tide and for Drow. But as it stands right now, they are the ones that are just outgunned, and it's going to be the initiation that makes everything happen. Blink will go on to Reeves. Where is the Ravage? Not coming out.
To press the attack or anything. Watafaka was just a little too far away. Granted, it was a smoke pickoff through the bottom lane where the racks and the tower are down, so maybe a little hard to expect it, but you need something. There's a buyback here for the Jakiro if he really needs to throw it. BKB, bit of a miscue from Silent. He'll decide to go in off of it, like whatever, BKB'd up. The Abyssal Blades through the Black King bar of Mantis, so he is stunned right now. Can they bring him down? No, here's the duel going off. Silent though, the Aegis, it's not there. He's gonna die. Stallcat as well, doing what he can on the front line. He's gonna fall. xGame have lost 2 right now, but Empire gonna probably feel like retreating out, having lost their PA.
Yeah, so actually that's a winner for PA, not one that you want to really give it away, but...
But they call it GG anyways, so, well...
They don't feel good about that one.
No.
I mean, the way it just kind of fell to pieces, they were clearly on tilt after they got some early momentum there, and yeah, it's just kind of the follow-through aspect of their draft here. What does a Drow really accomplish in a game that goes, let's say, beyond the 30-minute mark? Like, she brings a lot of amplifiers to her team. She enhances their damage output, but if the team is a Jakiro and a Witch Doctor as far as ranged heroes go, and they don't have any summons to take advantage of the aura, it's just